Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your Legend Shenanigans for the day. Rocking the lower tiers tonight, Connecticut Tier 6, the first in the line of the American hybrid battleships, right, where you get airstrikes. And I'm actually using, I think I'm using Sims on this. We'll have to take a peek, I forget, but we'll take a peek at the commander build after the match. But basically with Connecticut, right, the two turrets in the front are 4-bangers, right? So you get 4 guns on each. And then you get the airstrikes, right, which I think only drop 3 torpedoes, which isn't a lot, but you know, we're at the lower tier, right? We're at tier 6, right? But my thought process behind this, right, is I actually kind of like to use you know, almost like we try to double duty with fire spamming and flooding, right? With the lower tiers, like the Connecticut and the Nebraska, I think. But then once I get up to like Delaware, I like to go like build into the AP shell damage, right? But Mackinson is nice and broadside to us, so we'll take that shot with the AP shells on him and see what it gets us. 2 overpens there. And we're just going to be careful here. We're going to go kind of a defensive here since we're early in the game, so we're kind of in a kiting position. But you notice we go undetected, right? So we can actually turn in now, and we'll try and push up a little bit. We need something in range to be able to shoot at, right? If we're not firing our guns, we're kind of a waste of space here. So we'll start moving out and around. We've got a couple of ships on the mini-map on my team that are moving this way also. So I'm going to try and push out on the flank as much as I can here as we move up. And then looking at the mini-map, we could see the airplanes spotted the destroyer, the enemy destroyer on this flank. So I took just a guess with those, the torpedo airstrike to see if we could get lucky there. We don't have anything else, like nothing else is within range to be able to send those, so I might as well send them. And then we'll be on cooldown and hopefully something we can actually shoot at later. Yeah, we're still detected here, so we know it's that destroyer that's up in that direction. So if I can get around this island, we might be able to go unspotted here. The destroyer's moving around, so yeah, he's keeping us spotted here. So we did switch to HE. Yeah, if the destroyer is going to get spotted, we'll take a shot at him. But yeah, I figured this New Mexico, right, he's kind of bow in, so we'll use HE. Yeah, sure enough, yeah, like right after I shoot, he gets picked up again. That'd have been lovely to have guns loaded there. We'll push up and move forward while the guns reload here. Yeah, we end up super heavy on this side with blue team ships. So we look at the minimap, we've got our one destroyer that went and capped the Charlie flank, right, the Charlie zone, and he's doing just fine. He's doing just fine over there by himself, but he doesn't have a lot of enemies to deal with. All right, so that destroyer is done, so we're free to move up and in. Right, and I'm still at full health here, so I'm kind of starting to think like we could start using a little bit of our health pool as a resource and draw some fire here. Get the fire on the New Mexico. I am, with these torpedo drops, right, I am either I miss like crazy bad or do really well, right? It's like a very hit or miss for me. It's like, oh, the close shot doesn't really happen, but anyway. So yeah, so we trip the fire on him, and so ideally we get a torp hit and trip a flood there as well. So that's kind of why I try to play the status effect game with the Connecticut more than I do with the higher tiers for the hybrids. Yeah, we get another fire on him there, so now that fire should burn. There's still a destroyer left, right? He actually gets spotted here, so I'm kind of playing these islands. Right, so if, yeah, we've got island cover in front of it, right? So if he had sent torpedoes through this way, probably going to hit islands before they hit me. And I take the shot at him, but he turns out just at the right time, so we miss him there. But he's got small health pool, only 2 health bars.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
New Mexico's still got fires on him. I think one of those is ours. Yeah, sure enough, we get credit for the kill there.
Enemy battleship foundered.
And Mackinson, looks like we're within range of secondaries from him. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to see if we can trip fires and floods. Torpedo bombers are ready.
The ship is on fire.
And he's turning in hard here. Yeah, I think he's paying attention, right? Neither, it must have seen the planes coming, so yeah, he moves out of the way of those. But we can still trigger more fires here. Magnuson, I think those are the battle cruisers, right, that have limited number of damage cons, so fire and flood spamming them is always a good idea there. And then I'm backing up just a little too much here. Couldn't stay in the zone. That's fine. So we're actually down a ship, so this ends up being a pretty competitive game. We're down a ship and down on points. And like I said, we were just heavy on this side. Too many blue people move, blue team members move this direction, so we're kind of overstacked over here. Great anti-air on these on the hybrid battleships, so enemy aircraft carriers picking on us is not a big deal. We'll go with the same strategy here with this Normandy, see if we can trip fires. He is kind of nice and angled for us, right? So I did switch to AP for this next salvo. And then there's torpedoes from the destroyer, so we know he's still around. We'll send our torpedo strike. And then yeah, I'm just hanging out by this island here because we know that destroyer is off to our left somewhere, right? See if our torpedoes are looking decent. And we get the kill. All three hit. That's awesome. Dutch cruiser here. We'll take that. That's nice to have AP loaded for him. Get a good chunk out of him. Almost half his health. Then we're going to turn in towards these torpedo drops from the aircraft carrier. And we also see the enemy destroyer off in that direction too. So it's a good idea to turn towards him also. Dutch cruiser moves back, so we can't hit him anymore. And we're only spotted by planes at the moment, so we'll probably get spotted by the destroyer in the smoke when we do fire the guns, though. Just fine. Notice our allied destroyer, right, is moving towards that smoke screen, so it's a good idea to try and be able to support him as well here. There's torpedoes from the enemy destroyer. He went for the New Mexico instead of us. I don't know, I would have sent like a rack at each, right? Like one for him, one for me. Like, it's kind of what I would have done. But New Mexico gets the cruiser. Perfect. And then, yeah, I did decide to damage con that flyer. Right, the destroyer had just sent torpedoes at the at our other battleship here, so I was kind of thinking I'd be safe for a little bit. And then we're also moving into this zone as well. There's a clear skies medal. Only get one hit on that. Yeah, I'm going to just keep moving in case that destroyer decides to send torpedoes into the zone here, right? So we're going to just keep moving forward. We got a little bit of health to play with too here. Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get guns on him.
Attention. Reporting a target position.
We need to keep moving to get the airstrike on the Colorado, maybe. Yeah, we just needed to keep moving so that destroyer is going to probably get away from us here, which is fine for the time being. I'm going to switch to HE, right? So in case we trigger a flood, we do get a good chunk of damage with the AP shells on him, though. But yeah, this way, in case we get a flood going, we can trigger a fire as well. And then we're going to turn bow in to try and mitigate some damage here from the Colorado. We have 3 kills, 100,000 damage now. We'll keep picking on this guy. And damage cons back if we need it. Nice. And there goes high caliber. No fires, so that's fine.
Main turret critically damaged.
Then I did damage con the turret. I'm like, man, I want this turret. Like, we've only got 2. Like, we're kind of safe from the destroyer since we're in the, we're surrounded by islands here, so I wasn't worried about torpedoes. And then I think the aircraft carrier has given up on picking on me. So we've shot down so many of his planes. Airstrike's going to be ready here. He's starting to move forward, so we'll try it there. But yeah, we've held the zone caps for long enough now that we're ahead on points. So we're bringing this game up from the rear here. There's a fire. Yeah, he kept moving. Yeah, I didn't account for like him accelerating and going faster and faster. Right, I didn't lead him enough. Sure enough, damages the turret again. See if we can finish him here, and we can. So let's kill number 4. Now I'm trying to think, how do I get a Kraken out of this?
Many thanks.
Arizona is extremely healthy here. So we'll see if we can stay tucked in behind this island here and see if we can get away with shooting him without being spotted. And he's given us enough angle. I'll switch to AP. We'll try that. But we do get spotted, so I'm guessing we're spotting each other probably. I'm guessing it's him. Their destroyer might be... it might be their destroyer too, but either way. So try to back up just to confirm that. Yeah, okay, now we're only spotted by the plane, so we're good here. He is looking this way, though. Good angle, so we'll AP that. It's fine. And see if we get anything. He does turn in, but we do get Confederate there. Good chunk of damage, 123,000. And sent planes. Again, I don't know if I led him enough. He's turning away, though. I think he would have been better off turning in. So we might actually get a hit here. Yeah, 2 torpedo hits. No one has him spotted now. So we'll start moving out. We kind of evened the playing field when it comes to our HP pools here a little bit here. He's going to be angled. We're going to use HE shells and try and trip fires. And he's going to shoot at us, so we need to watch our angling. Not very much damage done to us there, so that's perfect. It's just him and the aircraft carrier left at this point, so we should be fine. Then yeah, he's nice and broadside, so I switch back to AP. We do trigger a fire though, so that's good. Few more seconds on the airstrike. It looks like he's slowing down, so I aim right for the middle. And just way too many bounces there. I should have aimed high. And then I think he saw the airstrike coming, so he floored it forward. Yeah, he might have even seen he might have been paying attention to our aircraft carriers, planes came from the same angle, so he might have been looking at them, and the dodge just happened to work for both. So we miss out on the kill there, that's fine. There's only 4 seconds left, so I take a shot, but you can see there's like 8-second flight time for the bullet, so even if he was spotted, I wasn't going to be able to get the kill there either. So we have to settle for 4 kills here, 150,000 damage at tier 6. That's not half bad. It does put us over 3,000 XP and puts us at the top of the leaderboard for that game, and about 300,000 in credit earnings total there. So we'll take a peek at the build, and yeah, I am using William Sims here for the commander. I do have AA on here, right? Like your other choices aren't like, it's turret traverse speed, which for a battleship I don't think is bad on the Connecticut, right? So, and you have the chance, like, as at tier 6, right, you could potentially get tier 5 aircraft carriers or tier 7 aircraft carriers, right? So I like having the AA on there. His base trait is more HP per ship tier, which is fine. But we got main battery shell grouping there. And then this Pedro guy, right, has main gun, shells, and planes damage and torpedo damage for like perks. So I had been playing around with using him as an inspiration for a couple of the hybrids. Like I said, like the later tiers, I build more into the AP shell damage, you get more guns, and yeah. But yeah, as you can see here, kind of built into the guns more than anything. There are a couple of, right, there's Rikers out there from the Star Trek collaboration, and then there is like a free-to-play like standard commander for the hybrids as well, and I kind of don't like them because they're a little bit more airplane focused, and you're still, no matter what, you're firing your guns way more often than you're sending airstrikes. So to me, it still makes sense to more so build into the guns and then use those airstrikes as like a secondary thing. But that's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Special thanks to my channel members out there. Appreciate you helping support the channel. And it's just a very small, I know it's a small fee, but I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I know a lot of people that view my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel, right? If you realize just how much of an idiot I am, you can always unsubscribe just as easily. But I appreciate new followers. I'm still kind of a small channel, right? So 1 or 2 new people following. I do notice you and appreciate you, and thank you very much for being here and watching me. But yeah, I try to do Legends videos every day, so if you are following, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Occasionally live stream, so keep an eye out for me there, but thanks again.